Oh my gosh. I don't know if this is working. I think this might be working. If you guys are here, can you please type and let me know if you can hear me? Okay, I think there's a bit of it's like a 5 or 6 second lag, so let me know if you can see Pizza, Bagel, and myself and hear us. Oh, sorry, Pizza, you have to be careful. Oh my gosh. Is it where? Oh, I think it's working. Okay, you guys, it shouldn't be this complicated, but and you can't see it, but I literally have there's 5 lights over there. There's 2 lights here because it was so dark, but I think this is okay. Oh yay, I'm so happy. Yes, I added some reverb because reverb equals talent. I wanted to sound good for you guys. I'm so excited to be doing this. I apologize for not doing a live stream for quite a while. I always post very openly about everything that's going on in my life, and the end of 2020 was a little terrible for me, and so I went through a lot of stuff, but I actually feel amazing now, much happier than before. I think I've seen the light, and I really appreciate all your patience and support, so thank you. Yeah, I saw a request earlier in the chat for Winter Start. I don't know where my backing track went, so I'm gonna have to find that later, but instead I started writing a piece a few days ago. And I don't have a name for it yet, but I think it's gonna be something about like suspended in time or hope or something like that. And I recorded the 2 lines. It's for 2 cellos, and I figured that I think since I have this working now, I just deleted the top part and I'm gonna play live the top part for you with the other cello, my other self playing the second part. And I'm gonna put on my headphones so I can hear it, and then after we can do a bit of a chat and a Q&A. I can't wait to chat with you guys. Okay, so here is my new piece live. Okay, here we go. All right, let me open over here. Okay, let me know if it's working. All right, guys. I don't know, something about an audio issue, but let me know. Oh, it's peaking. Okay, sorry guys, you gotta bear with me. This is my very first, there's actually sound. But yes, I will adjust those levels. Thank you for being my audio team. Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me? Am I back? How about now? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about that. Okay, that's gonna be better next time. All right, should I play maybe one more thing? I figure maybe I can play some Bach, and then we can do our Q&A, if that's cool with you guys. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. Okay, so let me just play a little bit of good old Bach, because we all love Bach. Okay, this is, what should we do, the Prelude or the Aleman? Maybe the Aleman. I feel like the Prelude, like I've played quite a bit, so I haven't really practiced this, so wish me luck. Here is the Aleman from Bach's First Cello Suite. First part, because I see a lot of things and I can't really see what you guys are saying, and I want to answer you. So that was the first part of the Aleman from Bach's First Cello Suite with a 0 practice. Okay. All right, so let me see what you guys are asking so I can chat with you. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's see. All right, so let's go ahead and start with, let's start with this. Sorry, it's a little bit delayed. So when you guys type something, I think, well, actually I'm ahead of you because of the stream. So still too sensitive microphone. What is that? Oh, maybe the levels are a little bit high. I will definitely play with that. I think I see it. It's like it was peaking a little bit, so apologies. I'll turn the level down next time. Let's see. Okay, so first question is from Diego Silva. Hi, Tina. Hello. You are looking good. Oh, thank you. How does it work when you're playing with Hans? Does it show the music and you play it, or you're able to participate in the songwriting process? Yes, Hans is amazing in allowing a lot of creativity to happen, like with his team and the people that he works with. So as far as the live shows, generally we have, of course, like the music from the soundtrack and the parts written out, but sometimes, you know, I think people take a little bit of liberties and kind of play around with it a little bit, but there definitely is a structure, and it's a lot of music. And speaking of that, I so miss being on tour, but it'll happen again soon. And yeah, so we have usually a very long period of daily rehearsals, you know, all day long, and then we memorize all the music, and then we perform it for you guys. So hopefully I'll be able to see you guys in real life, face to face, very soon. Thank you for the question. Okay. I think the reverb is still on. If this is distracting you guys, I will turn the reverb off. Okay, so that should fix the reverb. Let's see. Okay, Hub of E-commerce. What's your next project for future movies? Yeah, so I just recorded for Boss Baby 2. I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but I think it's okay. Which is being scored by Hans and Steve Mazzaro, my very good friend Steve, who is also the co-producer on my new album called Dies Irae, the Day of Wrath in Latin. I know, very, very lovely and light title. And that album is coming out this year. I am so excited. I actually have a call with Sony later today because we're trying to figure out the release plan. And the reason why we don't have a date yet is because, we can't tour live, I can't perform live. So, and also making music videos, which, I love to do, is a little tricky right now due to the pandemic. So we're trying to figure out the best way to roll this album out. It'll be 13 tracks. It's actually mostly very ambient reimaginations of classical pieces. Like I posted a couple of previews in the past week, the Moonlight Sonata, where I had, oh my gosh, I think I love that one the most because I added in sounds of a brontosaurus. Not a real brontosaurus, but an imagined brontosaurus. I added in deep whale mating calls, which I think is so romantic and beautiful. And then wolves, of course, you have to have to really have the, ambiance. And so there's that one. And then yesterday I played a little bit of the Adagio, which is track number 7 from this 13 song collection. There's also an original song. Actually, I'm sorry, there's technically 3 original pieces. And one of them features a guest singer. I think I've told my Patreon patrons who it is because it's like a private thing, but I can't say it publicly yet, and I can't wait to share who it is. But he and I collaborated on this one song, and it's very organic. It's only cellos, like lots of cellos, classical cello, and his voice, like multi-layered, and it's also a little bit esoteric. And I feel like the entire vibe of this album is very spiritual, spacey somehow. I have no idea what that has to do with your question. I'm so sorry. You were asking me about movie projects. Yes, so, I was talking about Steve Mazzara. Okay, so Boss Baby 2. I'm also working with Lauren Balfe over the next couple months on this new movie called Tomorrow War that was purchased by HBO, I believe, because of also, movies are having a difficult time trying to release in theaters, obviously. And so this will be coming out on HBO, if all goes as planned. And I started recording last week, and we'll have more sessions upcoming. I'm also doing a session for Dave Fleming, who's also an amazing composer who did the soundtrack for Hillbilly Elegy. If you guys have seen that on Netflix or heard the music, he and Hans scored that one, so I'm doing some more work with him. And I'm definitely very, very lucky. Trust me, I do not. Every day I wake up and I think about the things that I should be grateful for. Every day, but especially now that I'm very lucky I'm still able to work because I have this, home studio situation. So yeah, thank you for your question. Okay, next one. Let's see. Are you planning, Don Johnson. Hi, Don. Are you planning on going to a concert in Florida? I hope so. So the plan for Hans Zimmer Live, which was supposed to be last year, and then now it's obviously not going to happen this year. And so hopefully come 2022, we were going to do a tour of Europe and then move to the US. So I really, really hope that we'll be able to tour both Europe and the US and maybe even some of Asia in 2022. We'll just have to see what happens. But in the meantime, I will keep you guys updated and be better prepared for live streams. But this was kind of like almost like a test, to see if I can get better audio quality. And now that I have everything running, I'll adjust, I got a text. I'll adjust the audio and make sure it's better next time. Okay, you guys, thank you. Let's see. Are those? Oh, yes, David. David says, are those all the movies you've worked on behind you and there is still reverb or echo? You know what? I actually turned off all the reverb. So what you're hearing, because I have very tall ceilings. I don't know. Okay, let me try not to break the camera. I don't know if you can. okay, no, it's probably not going to work. But if you look on some of my photos I've posted, the ceilings it's like maybe a little over 2 stories high, like in this room. So there is some natural echo that I can't get rid of. I'm sorry. Hopefully the microphone's down here. Hopefully you can still understand me okay. And I'm going to watch this back afterwards to just see what you guys were talking about audio-wise. Okay, and then the posters behind me, yes, those are only a few of them. And then some of my like Grammy poster or whatever certificates. So yes, those are some of the projects that I've worked on. And then I have my Wonder Woman poster, a big one, but you can't see it. It's actually above this cabinet right here, all the way at the top. Okay. Yes, okay, so Nathan Scheiman says, can you suggest a studio setup that is not too expensive for a to-be freshman college student? Thank you. Yes, hi. Yes, okay, so I think, first of all, I've posted, I think, 3 videos of my studio setups throughout the years. And if you go back to like the earlier ones, you can see what I was using, but basically it's really not expensive or overly complicated. All you really need is a computer, and most of us have computers, right? A computer of some kind that can handle, I started myself on GarageBand because it was free, and it came with my Mac laptop, I think, that I had at the time. And then when I first started experimenting with recording, I didn't even have a microphone. I didn't know how to connect it, so I literally used the microphone, you know, the one that you like talking to, like the webcam microphone. So that's what I used to start writing music and recording stuff. But if you want to get a slightly better quality, you can get an interface that's not very expensive. I mean, there's some great interfaces that are maybe $89, $90, $100. Now I use a Universal Apollo, but which costs a little bit more. But for many years, like literally for the first 9 years, and this was during a time when I did record on professional projects, you know, on major motion pictures and whatnot. So, and I just used a very cheap interface, what was that, M-Audio interface, I think that was like $90. And then my Rode NT1000 microphone, which I still have, it's in my display case because I love it so much. I got it on sale at Sam Ash for $350 about, I think, a decade ago, so 10 years ago, and I used that for 9 years for every project, all my albums, everything. So all together, you know, if you take out the cost of the computer, since you hopefully already have one, just the interface and the microphone, $500. I mean, $500 is a lot, but it's not thousands of dollars. And as far as like a room, it depends what instrument you're playing or if you're singing or whatnot. But what I used, I had a filter. So right now I'm using the, here, let me, oh my gosh, sorry you guys, I'm like completely, there's too many wires that are connected, but if you watch some of my other videos, you can see the reflection filter. So it's kind of like a, you know, a foam filter that goes around my microphone. And then with my cello, the way that I record, it's very, very close mic'd. And so to be honest, like you don't really need a super sound treated room. Of course it's ideal. And in the past, I've always gotten like, especially from other like recording professionals or people who like record for a living, they're like, oh, you can't just have a normal room, you have to do this, you have to do that. But I'm a big believer, same thing when you play the cello, if you use different bowings or fingerings or do something that's not traditional, I really don't think it matters. I think you could do whatever you want as long as the end product is good. And I found that even if it's not completely soundproof, because I'm technically in the living room in my house and there is no sound treatment, like sometimes when I record, I do have those movable baffles. They're like huge. They're from Clear Sonic. They're called the Sorber panels. And so they come in, it like folds open and it's 6 feet tall. I'm 5'4", so it's like taller than me. And I have 2 of them. And so you can make like a movable booth. So sometimes I use that if there's like a lot of ambient noise outside, but for the most part, even when there is a little bit of noise and then I listen back, you can't hear it because my microphone to my cello distance is maybe 2 feet, you know, 1.5 feet, 2 feet, sometimes closer depending. And on my new album, as well as the album that I released through Extreme Music as a composer with Frank Klepacki, who's an amazing video game music composer and also the drummer in my band, I also recorded some vocals and stuff, and I did it the same way, very, very close mic'd. So sorry for the very, very, very long-winded explanation. My point is you really don't need, you know, expensive stuff. And okay, a mic stand, you need a mic cable, but all of those things, I bought like the, like really cheap basic stuff, because as long as it works, it works. I even used, I remember, a trash can once on tour to prop up the microphone. It still worked. So you do what you have to do, and you can also use like blankets and mattresses and like foam things, to kind of help with the sound a little bit when you're starting out. So don't let the monetary stuff stop you or limit you or make you feel like, oh, I can't do it unless I have super fancy stuff, because it's really not necessary. Okay. I love your room doors. Did you get them on Amazon? No, I did not get the doors on Amazon. I get almost everything else on Amazon. If you go to my Amazon list, it's just amazon.com/shop/Tina Guo. Everything, like even the clothes I wear on tour, yes, most of the clothes that I wear on tour, everything that you've seen on Hans Zimmer Live, Amazon for like $30 or something. And like those clear heels that I wear, Amazon. So all of that stuff, like the makeup, home decor, dog food, dog stuff, everything's on there. But no, not the doors. I'm actually renting this house, and the doors were there already. Okay. Okay, so Pedro Garcia says, how are you coping with this pandemic, and how is it changing your relationship with music? I feel like this pandemic has been, for everyone, completely changed how we live our lives, and maybe helped calibrate in a way in our minds what's truly important, to us, because it's different for everybody. And for me, I feel like a lot of things, or without going into too much detail, because I want to be respectful of, other people, but it's brought to light when you don't have the distractions of being so busy and always traveling, because before I was traveling maybe every other week. I was at the airport, and it did get to the point, it's exciting and I love it, don't get me wrong, but it did get to the point where also I started feeling very overwhelmed and a little stressed out, because it was just nonstop, one thing after another, and then also feeling very guilty for being a bad mommy for my doggies. I can't really see, oh, there he is, Bagel's asleep on the floor, because they were always with babysitters. But yeah, I think with the pandemic and really stripping everything else away, so you just have yourself, and each person is just truly themselves, and you really see who you are without all the distractions. I think that's brought a lot of clarity, and especially now, like I've really been, I posted a couple days ago, I finished this 21-day challenge, because I also gained a bunch of weight, because I was sad, I was depressed, and after becoming single again, and also having some health issues. I had surgery. I don't know if you guys saw, but I had some precancerous cells in my cervix, so I had to get just a little bit of it taken out where those bad cells were. I'm all clear now, cancer free, so it's great, it's amazing. But I think definitely having that experience makes you reevaluate things, and I feel like, it's funny when you're in your 20s, I'm 35. So for the past 15 years, I've always felt like, not that I know everything, but I always felt like, wow, I'm so mature for my age, and I know so much. And I think I realized just in the past, like 6 months, 3 months, especially 2 months, I'm like, I don't know very much at all. And so it's been an amazing opportunity for me personally to completely, truly recalibrate, and to find a way, I have to, but to spending more time alone and going inward, and then really getting back in touch with like my spiritual side as well. Not so much religious, but, just being in touch with, everybody has a different perception for what it is for them, but I think there's been periods in my life where I was extremely spiritual and extremely like really into like energy and like all, and I just kind of lost touch with that somehow. I think I became very masculine minded, and I don't mean in the traditional like man woman, but masculine and feminine energies, with yin and yang. I was so action oriented and so into, as you saw with my Money Mondays, and don't get me wrong, I'm still into that, of course, but about money and finance and my stocks and my investments, and I still have that, but it became like 90-10, and I feel like I completely lost touch with like the feeling emotional side, maybe not in my music, but as like a person, just as Tina, without the cello. I really got super off balanced, and I think whatever dynamics you happen to be in your family, in your partner, whatever it may be, it does affect, I think, your energy, because sometimes you have to maybe you change depending on who you're with, and that's not a bad thing, and you kind of like shift. And I think I somehow shifted into just something that was not healthy, and I feel like I've definitely come back into myself, the real me, and I'm figuring out where I'm going from here. But I'm truly deeply happy. I'm much happier than I've ever been. I think I've finally learned to love myself, and to be able to, to spend time by myself and have my own hobbies and things. And it's crazy because I've literally never been able to do that. I always distracted myself with, I don't know, social media, with my music, with posting things. I still post a lot of things, but it was really from a place of like, it was sharing, but also to fill, I think, an internal emptiness, like a void. I always felt very lonely and empty. And so, yeah, I mean, I feel like this coronavirus situation forcing us to really go inward, for me actually has been an amazing opportunity to become a better person. So there we go. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Shreya Dev says, "Hi Tina, I'm currently learning how to read sheet music for cello. Thank you for inspiring me. Thank you so much. My question to you is, do you have any tips for someone who is learning beginner cello sheet music?" Yes. So reading sheet music for any instrument, whether it's cello, piano, is the same. And when I tell people, like when they say, "Oh my gosh, with the notes, on the cello, or I'm sorry, on the paper, it's like so confusing," and I say, listen, if you can read, there's like 24 letters in the alphabet, right? There's not that many notes. And so it's really just about memorization. And when you start off, I know like anytime you start off with something, it's really hard in the beginning, right? To get into it. But if you just spend, it's about discipline. So if you take 30 minutes, half an hour every day, whenever you have time, just to really like memorize where the notes are. So as far as like on bass clef, okay, so the middle, there's 5 lines, and the note on the very middle one is a D, right? And I don't know if you're working with a teacher, and then what note it correlates with on the cello. And then so it's basically just memorization, So, and I don't think it should take very long if you do that every day for half an hour, at least half an hour to an hour, just to really memorize and practice and play through some sheet music. I would say a month at the most. You'll be surprised. All of a sudden you'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm like sight reading and reading music. Okay, thank you for your question. Okay. Okay, so KM Bonner, hello. Hi Tina, I am looking to purchase a new cello. Yay, cellos. Would you recommend the Model 600? Would you mind playing it for a little bit? I would totally, okay, you know what? I will do that for you guys next time. I kind of have like a crack in my Model 600 cello, which is not good, so it's buzzing. I don't know if you could hear it, but this cello that I just played for you guys, the 1880 Ghana Bernadelle, which is like my main instrument, it's because of the weather here in Vegas, not right now, it's like snowing outside, which is amazing, but the weather is a lot more dry, and so it causes like the wood to expand and shift. And so actually the strings, because the bridge has kind of like lowered just a little bit, and I already play with very low action, so it's easier to play up high. It's a little bit of a cheat, but it's gotten so low that if I play with a little bit of force, it starts buzzing. And so I need to get that fixed. But yes, next time I will definitely play the Model 600 for you. And yes, it is a wonderful instrument. And I'm not just saying that because it's my instrument line, but Tina Guo strings, the bows, both 300 and 600 for like the price point. I wanted to make sure that I never put my name on anything that's like a ripoff or like bad quality, because that would be terrible, right? So I tried, all the products. And it's also set up to my exact specifications. The strings that I use, the height, the normal height, not like how it's sunken, but the height of the action that I like. So it's completely customized to how I play, and it does sound really great. And I will play it for you next time once the cello is fixed up. Thank you. And John Lewis thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your support. Okay. Jorda's Cello says, hello, did you play in Horizon Zero Dawn? I don't think I did. Did I? No, I don't think I did. But that would have been awesome. My friend Julie Elvin, the amazing singer, she sang, I believe, the main theme for that game, though. Okay, let's see. Okay, Ådne, hi. Okay, mentality question. How are you dealing with waiting for other people in work relationships? I find myself working really fast and then spend a lot of time waiting for other people to do their jobs. Yeah, so as far as like work, oh my gosh, I just noticed that my shorts are getting high. I'm like a grandpa, like, oh my God. Hold on, let me adjust myself. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so by work relationships, if you mean in a situation where you're collaborating on music, but no one's being paid, like it's like you're working together on music, that's a little bit tricky. I feel grateful that I actually haven't had that situation recently. And then also, for the most part, when I'm doing like my music stuff, I'm either doing it myself, so I'm not really dependent on anyone else, or it's like I don't want to say a paid situation, but there's like a deadline. It's for a commercial project, and so everybody's like really on top of it. But as far as like waiting, like I guess I would just have to like kindly remind them, poke them, like, hey, did you get to it yet? But I have to be honest with you, for most people that I found to be not dependable, whether it's in music or in life or whatever, the best thing to do is just to get rid of them, because it just causes stress and undue stress, like in our own psyche. So I feel like if you're working with somebody and they're really not dependable and not coming through, people's actions speak a lot louder than their words. So it just means that it's not important to them, or they're not focused on that. So hopefully that's not too extreme, but that's just, I've found that when I do that, when I eliminate sources of like negativity or stress or whatever, everything just gets better. Thank you for the question. Okay, let's see. Jim Prophet, hi Jim, says, I loved when you played with Einar Selvik, amazing. Wardruna, I love them. And also Sabaton, yes, Sabaton. Any plans to do projects with any of them? Yes, I actually need to talk, to Per from Sabaton, because we actually did a single together, and it was supposed to be the main theme of a new game. And we were supposed to premiere it at Gamescom in Cologne, I think last year, in 2020. But everything was canceled, and so everything's kind of on an indefinite hold. But my hope is that once the pandemic is over and the vaccine rolls out and everyone is safe, that we'll be able to continue. So yes, there definitely is more music coming from them, and with Sabaton, I mean, everybody in the band is amazing, such nice people, and I really find that when you make music, it's great to make music with people who are, of course, like great at what they do, and you love their music. But if they're not like a good person or great to work with, or their working relationship isn't great, it just kind of like ruins everything, So the fact that they were all so nice, and also back in 2019 when I met them playing at Vakin, and also Beyond the Black, like everyone in the band, I mean, everyone's just so wonderful and so nice. And I found for the most part that almost everybody, like 99.9% of like the really like whatever you want to, successful people or like well-known people who are really, they're all very, very kind and very good people. And because I feel like you can't have a long established, relationship in an industry, whatever it may be, if you're just like an asshole. There might be an exception once in a while, but yeah, it's been really great to be able to meet great people and to make music together. So thanks for your question. Thank you, Gavin, for the super chat. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Okay, Axel Punk says, hello, Tina, big fan. Who or what would you say is your biggest inspiration? Oh, God, I feel like inspiration for me comes from everything, just from existing, from everything that we experience, everything that we learn. I myself tend to be a bit of a melodramatic person, and in my old age, now that I'm 35, I feel like I've maturated a lot, but the source of like extreme emotion, sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be very bad, but I do feel everything I mean, I don't know. I think everybody feels probably emotions very strongly, but I also have this need to like express it, because if I don't, I feel like I will explode. It's like a volcano, you know? And so I think my inspiration, you know, for every, oh my gosh, my eyelash is falling off, you guys. Oh, okay. Sorry. So my inspiration is just experiencing life. A lot of my, oh my gosh, do you see this? Okay, oh no, it's coming off. Okay. My inspiration is all the experiences. A lot of my music has definitely been inspired by kind of like romantic type stuff, you know. Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna take my eyelashes off. Sorry guys, look, I'm eyelashless. Ta-da! So yes, go out there and experience life, feel things. I feel like when you, sometimes like people ask like, oh, like when you play, like you're so, you know, there's so much emotion, like how do you, but it's not something that's like fake or something. I'm not like, you know, moving a certain way or just to like act like something. Like it really, for me, it just comes out, you know. For me, when I practice, I only practice like the technical aspects of music, and then when I have the technical side down and I'm able to play the piece, it's really, I become like a channel. I feel like I'm training my body to become, you know, the vessel, the mechanical vessel, and then whatever you want to call it, the soul, the expression, the feeling, the emotion, then it travels out, you know, through my fingers or whatever it is, and that is just whatever I'm feeling. So sorry I can't be more specific, but yeah, I guess my inspiration is just being alive and feeling things. Okay, oh wait, I think I missed a super chat. How do I come down? Eric, oh my gosh, I'm like losing parts of myself as this goes on. Okay, Eric, hi, thank you so much for your super chat and your question. When you were with Cirque du Soleil, did you do music for them, or were you a performer or both? So I was not hired as a composer, even though that would be amazing. I was a performer. So from the end of 2010, winter 2010 through 2013, early 2013, I was on tour with the Cirque du Soleil, the Michael Jackson The Immortal World Tour. It was my very first worldwide tour. It lasted for 2 years. There was also like a training period, rehearsal period, a very long one, but it was one of the most amazing experiences of my life, and really I feel like the true training ground, because prior to then I played in a few larger, you know, halls maybe, because I feel like the way that you project and perform in a very big space is different than when you're playing in a very intimate way, like right here, like, you know, 2 feet away from the camera on screen with you guys, which is also beautiful and intimate, but the way that you project, and I learned so much from seeing all of the, you know, the amazing performers. Oh my God, like the things that people are able to do with their bodies, you know, and the other musicians, but just to be around that level of top, like the top, to be so advanced in something that it's the core, it's your being, like that's who they are, you know. And to see the discipline of like how much they trained, worked out, you know, before the shows, did the shows, and sometimes after the shows, being in the gym. I remember anytime I went to the gym in the hotel that we were at, completely full. I'm like, my gosh, these people are serious, and it's good. I mean, that's what we should do as musicians too, is to put that level of commitment and obsession into something, and like that's the only way to get to that level. So yeah, getting to tour with them was amazing. I think the biggest show that we played was at a stadium in, was it Amsterdam, Holland? I don't know. So sorry, somewhere in that region. We did a huge stadium show, so that was amazing, and all of the other arena shows. So yeah, definitely a wonderful experience. I'm still in touch with many of my castmates from that show, and so yeah, thank you so much for your question, your support. Okay, guys, let's do maybe 2 more questions, and then I'm going to let you go because I have to get ready for some calls today. Let's see. This is the eyelash sessions. Yes, I know. Okay. Yes, fingers crossed I'll be able to come to Dublin. Chris Howell says, favorite color? My favorite color is white. Okay. CDA X-File says, it's the potato wanting out. That's true. I should do a live video where I literally go from full makeup to taking all of it off. Reality check. That would be good, right? That would be good. Okay. Will you be in Prague February 2022 with the World of Hans Zimmer? From Caesar Augusto. I don't usually tour with the World of Hans Zimmer. I did play with them in fall of 2019 to step in for the cellist that usually performs with them, who's amazing. But I don't usually play with them, so I don't know. I think I will be playing with the World of Hans Zimmer when they perform in Taiwan. And the current plan is maybe fall of this year. But again, who knows? Everything's indefinitely, pushed. So no, but with Hans Zimmer live, I will definitely be there. Thank you. And we have a super chat from Cobra129. Hello, thank you so much. Hi Tina, greetings from San Antonio, Texas. Just wanted to say hi to my new friend, you. Yay! What's your favorite TV show, movie, anime, etc.? Oh my gosh. Okay, I loved Game of Thrones. The last episode was a little weird, but still it was amazing. That was absolutely fantastic. I really liked Bridgerton, which I don't know if you guys saw that, but it's a new series, so I binged all of it. That was so, I don't know, I just love it. It's really fun. It's great. I love the very multifaceted cast, so just a great reimagining of those Baroque times or Renaissance times, and everything was so everybody was so prim and proper, and the dresses and the hair and the makeup. I really love that, and it's very romantic, of course, so I'm always into that. And then my favorite movie, I think, is What Dreams May Come, and it was actually a serious role for oh my gosh, what's going on? I'm having a brain fart right now. The comedian, Mrs. Doubtfire. What's wrong with me? Oh my gosh, I'm having a moment. But Robin Williams. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, so it was a serious role, and if you haven't seen it, I just think it's so gorgeous. It's beautiful. The cinematography and the story is beautiful because his wife commits suicide because she's depressed. She's an artist, and she commits suicide, and he loves her so much that he goes to hell to try to bring her back. And just the way that it's shot, I mean, it's so beautiful. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's called What Dreams May Come. Okay. One more. Okay, so the Homer, hi. Do you have any before concert prep for better concentration, and what would you ask Rammstein if you met them live? Oh my gosh, I don't know what I would ask. If I met the guys in Rammstein live, I don't know if I would ask them it. I mean, I'd probably just be like, hey, how are you? Or, are you hungry? What kind of coffee are you into? Yeah, I don't know if I have any. I feel like sometimes and I do this myself, when we think of people who we really, and I'm obsessed with Rammstein, so don't get me wrong, but when we think of somewhere oh my God, when we think of them almost as a single, a non-multifaceted person, just it's an entity, and that's what they do. But I feel I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's just we're everyone is, in the end, we're just people, and then the image that we project, or that you see, myself as well. I try to do my best to be real, whatever that means, on my social media too, because I never want someone to see me. And I used to do this maybe a decade ago. I was so into oh my gosh, I would not be seen dead with no makeup on, so everything was about the image and trying to project something, which I think is great. It's part of our artistic expression, but I never want to be a source of somebody feeling I don't know what it is, maybe not accessible, or trying to compare yourself to something that's not real, because nobody looks perfect all the time. Nobody's happy all the time. Nobody plays perfectly in tune all the time, or whatever. So I don't know. So that's why I don't think I really have any. I don't know what I would ask them. Maybe just whatever came to mind. But you had another question. Oh, it was about concert preparation. I think the best way to prep, definitely to avoid getting really nervous. The only time that I get super nervous in a bad way is if I haven't practiced enough, if the music isn't memorized, or if it's not in my fingers. I always say, actually I posted a video about this eons ago, years ago, you can probably find it on YouTube later, where I like demonstrated playing like a piece. I think it was like Flight of the Bumblebee or something, but something really fast and technical, and talking at the same time. So I say, if you can't play a piece of music while holding a conversation at the same time, it means that your muscle memory in your subconscious has not absorbed the information yet. So I feel like if you are still in your head, like that's the thing about performing. If you're in your head and you're thinking, oh my God, what's next? Or, oh my God, am I gonna play this in tune? Or, oh my God, I can't remember what's the next song, or what's the next, then it completely takes you out of your channeling. You know, like when I talked about channeling your soul or whatever, like your energy coming out, your energy is blocked because you're just in your head thinking, I should have practiced more. So the best concert preparation is to make sure that you've practiced enough. Sorry. Okay, I gotta turn off my phone next time. Sorry. So there's that. And then before I play concerts, I do get, I mean, I guess you could call it nervous energy, but it's not really nervous energy. It's like building this like tension in my body, and anyone who's like done shows with me, whether it's, you know, metal or classical, it doesn't matter what it is. Maybe not new age music. I feel like in meditative new age music, it's a little bit different. I'm in a different type of energy there, but when it's kind of like a performance to like a large audience and people are just, you know, watching you, I do get this like gathering of nervous energy, or like fast energy, and I do this like animal grunting thing, which I feel like I've like demonstrated before on one of these live streams, and the grunting, like I make sounds like a bear maybe, and it's really, and it like kind of like I feel like it like cycles this energy that I have inside me, and then and it's like kind of like held in, right? And then when you get on stage, especially when you're projecting to a large crowd, because when you're in a large space with so much other energy, I feel like you do have to push out harder, or it's very easy to be invisible, you know, which is, I mean, not a bad thing, but just to be able to reach everybody, you have to have such a harnessing of like this energy. So that's my preparation. Practice a lot, and then I guess for me, I just like, I don't know, grunt like a bear to like cycle energy. I know I sound completely crazy, but in my mind, it makes total sense. So thank you for your question. I know like 3 or 4 questions ago, I said 2 more questions, but let's do 1 more and then I'll let you guys go for now. I will plan another live stream very soon. Also, so I don't forget, thank you so much to my amazing Patreon patrons. It always means so much for your special support, especially right now, but all the time. And then I'll be doing another Patreon live stream. So with the Patreon thing, because it's a private live stream, I do give a little bit more information about my current projects, and because there's a lot of stuff that you're not supposed to talk about publicly. I recently got in trouble with my label, with Sony, because I had released not all, but a lot of the photos from my photo shoot for Dies Irae. So if you notice, I deleted everything. It's because I took it all down, because we want to push it out when you know, when there's a marketing plan and when the album, there's a release date. And so, yes, thank you to my Patreon patrons. I'll be doing a live stream for that very soon. Okay, last question. Okay, so Grace, for no reason, would you play Game of Thrones? I will do that next time. Okay, I've seen your request. Thank you so much, but no more playing. So one more question for today. If you want to see Game of Thrones, I think I have at least a couple videos on YouTube, and you know, the music video. But if you want to check that out, I would appreciate it. Thank you. Is the somewhere that you list all your Wayne, hi Wayne, it says, is the somewhere that you list all your work? You know what, I don't think so. I mean, if you go to my website, which is tinaguo.com, if you go to the biography page, there is a pretty comprehensive list of the projects I've worked on, like soundtrack wise, and then in my bio, but I don't have everything. I mean, my bio on my website's already way too long. I used to have this ridiculously, it just like became too much. I think at some point, if you list every place that you've played at or every show, it's too much. So I've cut all of it down a lot. And to be honest, I don't actually remember all the things that I've done, but like kind of like the maybe the bigger things, or the things that had the most significance to me. Not that the other shows didn't have significance. No offense if anyone's watching, you know, but I do have that on my website. So if you want to check that out, that would be awesome. Thank you. Okay, so, okay. Last question. Lorelai, darling, hello. Where did you go to college? So I am a college dropout. I went to USC for cello performance. You guys, I'm trying to do a live stream. Hey, go pizza, come here. Oh my gosh, what's going on? What's going on, baby? Here's pizza. My dog tur, and then that's Bagel, my fur son. I went to USC. I dropped out because I started performing and I was also experimenting with the electric cello, and I didn't have the time to balance both. I was gone for sometimes 2 weeks at a time. And at that time I was performing only classical music, so performing concertos with orchestras, and I would leave for sometimes 2 to 3 weeks and miss all my classes, hence failing a lot of my classes. I failed music theory all 3 years in a row that I was in school. I was in school for 2.5 years. And so I don't have a music degree. I did get a degree online when I was on tour with the Cirque du Soleil in metaphysical theology. And it's not like an accredited thing, but it's a degree in basically metaphysics, more on the spiritual side of things, studying the history of belief systems, of pizza, stop screaming. I think there's a bird in the backyard. And then I recently did get a negotiation certificate from Harvard Business School online. So that was a lot of fun doing that. So yeah, that's it. So thank you so much for your question. I think my children are telling me that they want me to go play with them. So I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for being here and for helping me test out this first live stream software upgrade. I really, really, really appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys. Yes, thank you. And Grace, I will play Game of Thrones next time, I promise. So thank you. I will see you soon. Please, if you are not following me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram every day. I'm on Facebook every day. So please keep in touch there as well. And I will see you guys soon. Thank you so much. Now I need to figure out how to stop this live stream. So bear with me and have a great day.